There won't be any jobs.
Cut more than 15,000.
AI has learned to bypass commands
Of AI super intelligence.
500,000,000.
Destroy mankind.
Bots do it. Robots are taking over.
AI.
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 Yeah, it's crazy out there. But what if we could talk about the good side of all of this? AI is the foundational shift of how we solve problems, and this world has no shortage of them. Remember, you live in a world where 2 billion people do not have an access to the internet, 1 billion children live in poverty, and 1% of the world holds more than 7 billion people combined. You live in a world where 1 million species face extinction due to climate change, where glaciers are disappearing, and if emissions are not reduced drastically, it will be too late. While the problems have not disappeared, change makers everywhere have just adopted a new superpower.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
AI has the potential to change the lives of millions. So listen up. I researched and understood some of the most impactful AI projects to date, and in this video, we're going to break down 3 of them. Every year, floods cause thousands of fatalities worldwide. Floods disrupt the lives of millions and cause significant financial damage to many families all around the world. Google Research has developed AI models to forecast floods, the inundation model and the hydrologic model. I'll tell you a story. Last year, I traveled to Valencia, Spain, multiple times right after the flood that occurred. I was there to help clean mud out of stores for the locals. The destruction was scarring and easily one of the worst things that would ever happen to these people. Seeing the despair on their faces is something that I will never forget. If there had been a prediction model to help create an alternative city planning, it would have saved so many the heartache. As urban populations continue to rise and climate change continues to make the weather patterns stronger and more unpredictable, the use of AI in this way is becoming more necessary. The hydrologic model, it forecasts the amount of water flowing through a river. This one uses rainfall data and soil conditions. So this data is coming from a mix of sources like satellite imagery and ground sensor data. They also use historical data and weather patterns to create more accurate predictions. The inundation model predicts what areas will be affected and how high the water would be. It uses topographical data to show which areas would be affected the most. This is to create a real-world flood map. The Flood Hub provides users with locally relevant flood data and flood forecasts up to 7 days in advance so they can create timely actions in accordance to the news. It's a visual and easy to use resource that displays local river flood maps and water trends and gives real-time flood forecasts. These alerts are based on Google AI's models and global data sources. The Flood Hub is designed to meet the needs of governments, local aid organizations, and the people who are directly affected by the risk. All of the information is free of charge, publicly available, and can be shared over social networks. Forecasts are updated daily. The Flood Hub currently covers river basins in over 150 countries worldwide. This is providing critical flood forecasting data to a population of about 700 million. Number 2, AI in healthcare. AI is being used in remote areas to increase diagnosis in underserved communities. Because AI can take a look at X-rays and create a preliminary diagnosis without a radiologist, increasing the amount of diagnosis is possible and more accessible. Mobile medical units are used in India, organizations like Doctors Without Borders combine these mobile units with AI to make healthcare more accessible in regions that were not accessible before. So when I was starting my AI journey and learning as much as I could, I was still in the Master of International Development. We had a class called Technology in the Public Sector, which prompted us to come up with a solution for a major problem like diabetes in India. I decided to build a voice agent trained to increase diagnosis for diabetes. In India, over 50% of the diabetes cases go undiagnosed. My question was, how could we train voice AI to probe for questions and gather real-world data? Voice AI is a multilingual solution that decreases the barrier to information and can effectively gather real-world data. Ultimately, the project is currently on hold as I continue to build my AI agency, but I am more than willing to connect and speak about it if you have something to contribute. So if you have diabetes yourself, you are a medical professional, a voice AI expert, or have any connections that might help us get some sponsorship for a project like this, all you have to do is connect with me on LinkedIn. It's that simple. Furthermore, in healthcare, AI systems can help people with chronic diseases manage their situations from the comfort of their home. It can also create more predictive analysis. So the ability of artificial intelligence to sift through massive data sets is changing healthcare for the better. Number 3, rural farming and AI. In Malawi, an app has been developed by the name of Ulangizi, which in English means advice or counsel. And it allows local farmers to converse in their local language in order to seek advice on their crops and animals from generative AI. Based on the most recent survey from the World Bank, it is stated that around 70% of Malawans live on less than $2.15 per day. In Malawi, droughts and floods wipe out crops regularly and rain patterns have become unpredictable. Farmers often use exhausted soils without replenishing the nutrients because fertilizer is too expensive or not available. Most of the farmers using Ulangizi do not have banking information or credit history. An app like Ulangizi can offer localized weather forecasts, crop-specific advice, and market price data. The app allows for ease of use by plugging directly into WhatsApp, allowing farmers to text or speak directly into the app, or even send photos of their crops. This allows for farmers to get data and information within seconds and make faster decisions, rather than asking for advice that could be days away. This technology is based on Microsoft's Azure AI and is pulling credible data from the government of Malawi's Good Agriculture Practices Manual. This AI solution is destroying the information coordination gap, which is the biggest barrier to the progress for many farmers. The project has started to see small-scale success, but is very much in the early stages. In 2023, a cyclone called Freddy took out many farmers' crops, leaving them with nothing. A farmer who got hit by this cyclone lost all of his maize yield. He used Ulangizi AI for advice and switched to potatoes to diversify, and he was able to earn $800 from the new crop, which enabled him to pay for school fees. If you want to keep an eye out for this solution, follow Opportunity International, who are the innovators behind this use case. So there you have it. You have 3 AI use cases for good and how the world is a better place because of it. If you have a problem that you want to solve, don't sit idly by. Be a part of the solution, take real steps towards your goals, and be active. I know there are lots of negative ways to use this technology, but I believe that that's a waste of brain power. Much love, and I will see you in the next one.